it's Susan with Susan's Country Living. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a recipe from this ball canning book, and it is for mango habanero wing and dipping sauce. I've kind of gotten into making some shelf-stable sauces to give away to friends and also to use throughout the year. So today we're going to make this mango habanero wing or dipping sauce. So I've been cubing up some mangoes. You'll need 4 cups of cubed up mangoes. You can use fresh, you can use frozen mangoes. I'm just using fresh mangoes. You can use the yellow ones, you can use the green ones, the ones that are like this. I don't know what they're called, but I like the yellow ones. They're to me they're sweeter. And I'm just peeling these, peeling the skin off. People cut up mangoes in different ways. Usually when I'm cutting up a mango, it's for a salad, so I would normally do it a little different than this. And these are not super ripe, so they're not just kind of falling apart in my hands. We're just getting these cubed up. This is a 4-cup Pyrex measuring cup, so I got another half a mango. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it up. I've already got my jars in the steam canner, sterilizing the lids in some hot water. You're gonna need a food processor or a blender to process this. And then you'll need either a water bath or a steam canner for preservation purposes. So I just kind of cut into the flesh, down to the seed, and then cut it off like that. And then that's a nice amount of mango left on there for my grandbaby. We'll put these in the freezer. Got 4 of them in there. So I did 4 fairly large mangoes. If you're using the yellow ones are smaller, you'll need more of those. So I've got my mangoes cut up. I've got 5 habanero, just sliced in half and the seeds taken out. I've got 4 cloves of garlic. They've kind of been smashed. 2 cups of sugar. Oh, excuse me. 2 tablespoons of sugar. 2 tablespoons of sugar. 2 tablespoons of honey. A cup of just 5% white vinegar. And 1/4 cup of a hot sauce. I used a Louisiana hot sauce because I didn't want to add a lot of heat to this, so it's up to you what kind of hot sauce you want to use. In the instructions, it just said hot sauce. So that's what I'm going to use. So we're going to go ahead and get this blended up. Put everything but the mangoes for blending it first. So we're going to put our vinegar, hot sauce, our honey. We use our honey here, that from our bees, and 2 tablespoons of sugar, our 4 cloves of smashed garlic, our 5 habaneros. If you wanted it hotter, you could add more. I'm following the recipe this first time that I'm doing this, and then I'll adjust over time. And it's said to blend this up until the peppers are chopped up, and then start to add your mango. So I'll feed the mango through the spout. So gradually add the mango. So okay, so this came out to about 5 cups. I'm going to use a 3.5 quart saucepan. Smells good. Like I said, you could use a food processor, a blender. I have this Ninja, kind of a combo food processor blender. That looks nice and smooth. Go ahead and get all that goodness out of there. I'm going to put this on the stove. We're going to bring it to a boil. Then I'll reduce the heat and we'll let it simmer 10 minutes. And then we'll jar it up and it'll be ready to process. So this has been simmering. Turn that vent off. It's been simmering for almost 10 minutes. And it is getting a little thicker. I'm going to use some 8-ounce jars and some 4-ounce jars and jar these up to 1/4 inch headspace. All right. So that did 4 half pints and 1/4 pint. And now we're ready to put the lids and rings on. You want to go ahead and wipe the rims to make sure there's nothing on them so that we get a seal. One thing I've noticed with these 4 jars lids is you got to get them on just right. I've had some that the jars kind of, the lid moved to the side a little bit. It's got a really good sealant on them. If they're on properly, I haven't had problems. It's just if they got shifted to the side. So I kind of hold on to it when I put that ring on. And process for 10 minutes. If you've never used a steam canner, they're great because you don't have a big pot of boiling water here, just this bottom part. It has a gauge on the top that when it gets to a certain area based on your altitude, you start your timer. So Mine is almost there. I'm going to give it just a little bit more here to read to you what they say about using it with wings. What I like about this book is you have a canning recipe, but then there's a recipe to use what you have canned. So for the chicken wings, this is if you do them in the oven. It says preheat the oven to 425. Arrange the wings on a baking pan and spray some non-stick cooking spray. I would probably toss them in some avocado or olive oil and then put them on a baking sheet. It says bake 50 minutes or until wings are thoroughly cooked and crispy, turning once during the baking. And then it says to toss with a desired amount of the mango habanero wing sauce, and if you want it hotter you would use more of it. What I would do is I would toss those cooked wings and I'd stick them back on a baking sheet in the oven to get them dry, so that sauce kind of forms like a glaze on them. So I don't like mine like dripping wet. So I did taste it. I can feel the habanero. It's not to where I couldn't eat it. I think it's going to be really delicious. I think it would also go good with if you grill some pork chops or some chicken breast and just kind of glaze it with that at the very end, and let it caramelize just a little bit. I think that would be really yummy. So we're going to take these out of the canner here in just a minute and take a look at them. So I hope that you try this recipe. I'm just trying to do some different things to enhance, I guess, what we eat here at home. So we're going to wait and pull that off here in just a minute. Okay, it's finished processing. So we are going to take them off. So there was about that much more. I'm going to put it on some avocado, and we're going to see how that tastes. Make a little guacamole with it. Might be good. I'm just going to leave these here and let them seal. So you can see it's really pretty in the jar. We're going to put a little bit, some avocado that I chopped up there. Still a little warm, that's okay. And I'm just going to take a little bit. So if you have any ideas of how this could be used, other than wings or a dipping sauce, glazing sauce, leave it in the comments. All right, let me get a chip. We're going to try this. Chip here. Get these at Aldi. I just love them. They're made with brown rice. Yeah, they've got sunflower oil in it, but you know. All right, we're going to see how this tastes in a guacamole. The sweetness of the mangoes really brings the sweetness of the avocado through, and it's not, I'm not getting a burn. So here's another idea, is to add a little bit to your guacamole. So I hope you make this. I'll put a link to the book that I used in the description below, and I hope you try it. Bye, y'all.